Welcome back to a race day vlog. We are headed up to Belterra today to go watch Peach run a mile in a circle on the dirt, specifically muddy dirt. It's kind of muddy. This is actually the first time I think she's ever ran in mud like this. Her first win, if I remember correctly, which I might not because I don't have coffee quite in my system yet. I think it was supposed to be on the turf, and then it rained and came off the turf. So it was a little bit wet on the dirt, but not like muddy, you know? So this is the first time she's ever actually had to run in like mud, and really, like, I've still seen worse. Like, it's muddy, but it's not mud, you know? Anyway, so yeah. Now, that being said, it's only a 6-horse field, and so I feel pretty optimistic, but obviously the mud thing is kind of a question mark. But also, and don't be surprised if I make an announcement here after either this race or the next race or whatever. But there has also been the topic of conversation of whether or not to retire Peach this year, meaning at any point this year she could have her final race. And I can't remember if I've actually talked a little bit about it before. There will be several different reasons in which we might go ahead and retire a horse off the racetrack, even if they're kind of still doing okay. Because in her case, she's pulling a check. She's been second, third, fourth. So she is pulling a little bit of a check. But, you know, there's, like I said, there's lots of different kind of factors. In this one, there's kind of like 3 different factors. Number 1, sometimes they just get bored. And they don't really, like, you can tell they're not really trying. They're kind of just going through the motions. They just kind of don't really want to be a racehorse anymore. We actually just retired one the other day because that's kind of how she would kind of run for a bit. And then you could tell she's just like, all right, oh, look, a butterfly. Oh, look, there's another horse passing me by. It's like, you know, you could tell she just wasn't trying. She's a good girl, but, like, she just wasn't interested anymore. And so with Peach, you can definitely tell where she's been second, third, fourth. And, like, sometimes you can tell she tries, but other times you can kind of tell she's just going through the motions. And, yeah, my throat. And so it's cost her a couple things, you know? So that is part of it. It doesn't necessarily, unless she suddenly turns around and changes it up. It kind of feels right now that she's just going through the motions and she's potentially interested in doing a different sport rather than racing. Number 2, it's freaking expensive, okay? So sure, she's pulling a check here and there, but she's running at the level where the check isn't really paying her bill. So on the low end of training, it typically runs you about $3,000 to $3,500, and that's the low end. Low end. And that's not counting, obviously, any chiropractor, vaccines, other bills that you're gonna get, right? And so if she's pulling a little bit of a check at a time and she's assisting in paying her bills, but it's not necessarily covering all of it. And so it gets expensive. And then to add to it, it's currently yearling sales season, and I just about watched one of my yearlings run through the fence. He kind of did a little bit of a sliding stop. But it's yearling sale season, and so this is also that time of the year where we're about to take a whole bunch of yearlings to sales. And there's always a chance that for whatever reason we have one and it just doesn't sell. And then we have another racehorse, which is fine. But obviously, if you're going to add more horses into your training bill, it kind of makes sense to look at the ones you currently have in your training bill and be like, okay, which one of you would rather go on and be a jumper pony rather than just run in a circle? If that makes any sense. So that's kind of like the 3 different things. I know I look like a Smurf. I re-dyed my hair. So that's kind of like the 3 different things that we're looking at with potentially retiring her. It probably won't necessarily be after this race unless she's very clearly like, eh. We might just wait until Belterra ends, which I think is in October, which would give her 1 to 2 more races depending on life. So that's kind of the plan. Obviously if she like does outstandingly well and like turns around and is like a really good second or like wins, and then we might kind of be like, okay, we'll ask and be like, do you want to try Turfway or would you rather just finish on a bang type thing? So that, I don't know. Well, she'll tell us. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Anyway, we're gonna go up to Belterra, but I'm gonna go clean stalls first and hopefully not freeze. I don't know why it's so cold. It shouldn't be this cold. But it is what it is.
And they're off a beat slow as CC Grand. For the lead, Red Jag jets out for the lead. Top Hat Tigress on the outside. That is Sona DeVetto as the fillies make the way into the first turn. In Red Jag shows away. Abbott Jimenez quickly opens up by 3. Top Hat Tiger slays in second in a red cap, a length and a half back. We're going to have Sona DeVetto in the third spot, another 2. The CC Grand yet to be called on. Opening quarter 24. Then we come back to In a Peach and a long way back to the trailer. His Last Chance Dance. Down the backside they travel, and up on the lead, that is Red Jag. Daughter of Mizzen Mast does it by 4 lengths. Laying in second is Top Hat Tigress. And now starting to pick it up, Sona DeVetto. Sona DeVetto gets closer with every single stride. 5 lengths back. CC Grand to the outside. In a Peach. And a long way back to Last Chance Dance. A half on the board of 48 and 1 as they round into the far turn. In Red Jag and Abbott Jimenez on top by 5. Now starting to pick him up, laying him down. That is Sona DeVetto down against the rail to the outside. Top Hat Tigers maybe calling it a day. From the back of the back, CC Grand is on the hustle as they pass the quarter pole and set down for the stretch drive. Red Jag and Abbott Jimenez is 4 to the good. Red Jag is on top, almost now by 5 lengths. Sona DeVetto playing chase to the outside. CC Grand dropping over to the rails. Top Hat Tigers to the outside. In a Peach, but with the lead is Red Jag. 16th pole rise, and Red Jag has made easy work of this field. Red Jag is all alone. Running second, Sona DeVetto. Running third, CC Grand.
All right, you've watched it. Let's talk about it. She's coming from the far outside in the 6th hole, and she breaks up pretty well here. Again, he kind of asked her to keep up with that first little group. She looks so massive compared to the horse on her inside. Anyway, you can tell by the way the track looks, it's pretty wet, and there's definitely kind of one area where it looks a little drier than the others. That's where he's going to kind of keep her. She's currently sitting at 5th place, so right at the very end of that screen right there. And they're all just nice and stretched out, just single file down the track. They do kind of go a little bit slow, but granted, it's a bit muddy, so it's really not that much of a surprise. But yeah, there's not much to talk about. Everyone's just kind of vibing, still staying nice single-filed line, doing as they do. Now right about here, the second and third horse, they're kind of getting a little bit closer together, as in he's trying to get up a little closer, and you can see we're back there kind of trying to do the same thing with the 3, trying to reel it in just a little bit to make the next part of this journey just a touch a little bit easier. And we do not have as much success as the horse in second and third do. Instead, we are still kind of slopping back there in the back. And we're coming around the turn. We're somehow, once again, single file, just nice and straight. The one's kind of backpedaling. You could tell he's tired. He's out of it. And we're also still way back there. And this is when we kind of start making our little bit of a move. Here you go. You can kind of see where the drier section of track is. And we are really freaking wide. But it's pretty obvious that the one is tired and kind of out of horse, and so we're going to easily pass her on by. But we're not necessarily going to have enough distance to get to the next one. So it was kind of a boring race because there really wasn't much of a change in order, like, at all. And they're all just not so nice far apart from where they finished. So I'm not going to lie, I had to re-record the opening and the ending to this because the race happened like a week and a half ago. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or if I deleted it on purpose because I'm still kind of mad about it. I am still mad about it. Not with the race. The race itself, the jockey did a great job trying to keep her off the rail and out of like the really deep muddy parts and try to keep her on the place where it's a little bit drier. And she did kind of attempt to close, but you could tell she's kind of going through the motions. So the official decision has been let her finish out Belterra. So I think she's just one more race, and then we're going to bring her home and let her be an eventer. Fabulous. So that's the idea. That's the plan. So unless I don't think anything's going to magically change that plan. No, the reason why I got heated has nothing to do with the race. It had to do with the stupid lady from the office who was just on a power trip. There was like a special guest or something. There was something going on. And there was all these extra cameras and stuff involved. And I guess this lady from the office was babysitting them. And she just, like, the extra cameras were in a spot that was in a not safe area. Like, they should not have been there. And I think she got confused when someone over the radio said, "Hey, you need to ask the photographer or videographer to move because they're in a compromising position. They're too close to the thing." And instead of doing her job and babysitting the people she was supposed to be babysitting, she came after me and she was like, "It's against policy. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to have a camera, blah, 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 blah." And she goes, and I was like, "Since when has that been a policy that you're not allowed to bring a, like, I'm not allowed to take pictures of my horses? Like, it's never been against the rules." I don't think she realized, I don't know if she realized that she screwed up as bad as she did and just didn't want to admit it or what. But, like, I don't think she realized that I was an owner until I brought in the trainer. And then he was like, "What the are you talking about?" And then because she tried to kick me out with security and everything. She's like, "You're not supposed to be here." You're like, blah, blah, blah. And the security guard, too, was like, "There's no policy. Like, you're full of it." Like, called her out. And you could tell she kind of got embarrassed about it, that she yelled at somebody. And she kind of ended up it was just a thing. She just made me really mad because she treated us like crap. And anyway, I tried to be professional about it, and I tried to go through the right channels because I wanted it in writing. After her being so freaking dramatic, I was like, I want it in writing because there is no policy, no nothing anywhere that, like, I'm allowed to take pictures of my horse. Like, it was so silly. And so I called people, I sent emails, and I don't know if she either got chewed out or if everyone's just trying to, like, wait and see if it will blow over and I'll leave it alone, because I have not gotten a single response from anybody. And I have to go back to Belterra. Here's the thing. She threw such a fit and was so dramatic to the point, like, her voice started raising and I kind of matched her energy a little bit just because I was getting really, like, I handle certain confrontations well. But the fact that she immediately came screaming at me, I didn't handle well because I was totally not prepared. And I was just like, "Why are you yelling at me?" And so it's like, anyway. So the fact that she started not just yelling at me, but my father, who's also an owner, and my trainer, and other owners actually jumped in. And, like, I don't know if she got chewed out or if she got embarrassed or what. But I have to go back to Belterra. But she caused such a scene. Like, we flat out were like, "We're not coming back." The thing is I have to, like, one of our trainers went ahead and entered another horse there after we were like, "We're not going back to Belterra." So now I went through all the proper channels. It's like, I want it in writing that I'm allowed to take pictures of my horses because it's never been an issue. And obviously I haven't gotten a response and I have to go back, and I just wanted it in writing in case she said something so I could smack it to her face. And honestly, like, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say there was an incident. But honestly, the fact that they haven't responded and they're kind of just being hush and stupid about it, it's really pissed me off. Like, how hard is it to say, "Hey, we're sorry, yes you can," or, "Hey, we're sorry, no, there's been a new policy"? It just pissed me off. And, like, a part of it, I was like, I could be real, like, if I really wanted to be a dramatic Karen, I could easily, like, get on social media and be like, "These assholes, blah, blah, blah." I was just like, how hard is it to either say, "Hey, I'm sorry, there is a policy," or, "Hey, there's no policy, it was a mistake." Like, I was so, now, I honestly, we were there, we had 3 horses running that day, and I was like, she ruined the whole day. Like, I was so mad. I'm still mad. And it just ruined the whole, anyway, I've rambled. I've complained for too much. I've rambled. I was just mad. Anyway, she ruined my day. So yeah, that's the decision with Peach. Now that I'm done rambling about the lady and my camera, that's the decision with Peach. We'll probably let her have one more race, just as a swan song from Belterra, because she has always done okay at Belterra. We'll let her have her one race at Belterra, and we'll bring her home, and I will probably list her for sale. The thing is she's too nice of a horse to list cheaply, and I know people are going to complain about it. They're like, "She's an off the track thoroughbred. Why is she going to be listed so high right off the bat?" If she was anything that was not a thoroughbred, she would be underpriced, is kind of my logic at looking at this. She's too nice. Like, obviously, as a racehorse, you're like, okay, she's been low-level claimer. How is that nice? She is ideal. She's an ideal eventer. She's an ideal top prospect eventer, if that makes sense. The way she looks, the way she acts, the way she moves, she very much is a top quality eventing horse. And I'm going to price her as it. I don't care. And if she doesn't sell, no big deal. I'll just have to put my cowgirl panties on and ride her myself. I've been trying to get back in the show ring anyway. It's just been, I keep breaking bones. So, anyway, where are we today? The next race you all will be seeing is over at Indiana with streaking. And then, like I said, I had to re-record this, and so I'm like a week and a half off. So I think after streaking, you all actually get to see Mikasa run again. She didn't run. I know I just posted the video. She didn't run 3 days ago. I swear she ran like a month ago. I had issues with Wi-Fi in life. Obviously, I'm fighting for my life right now. We're going to continue fighting for my life after lunch. I think I deserve a nap. And I don't know what I'm having for lunch. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you then.